We have got a great unboxing for you today, starting with Eggrobo. We've also got Espio the Chameleon, mystery character at the end, but let's start out with Shadow the Hedgehog and Knuckles the Echidna 2-pack. I picked up this 2-pack at Beal's a couple weeks ago and was really surprised to see it on shelves. I've heard that this blue emerald is actually quite rare, so I was super happy when I saw it on the shelf. As we're getting into this first unboxing, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out the channel so much. I really appreciate it, and it only takes a second. Alright, let's get back into the unboxing. As you can see, I enlisted my Cloud Buster sword to open this first pack. I think this is the first Sonic Jakks Pacific 2-pack I've ever bought before, so I'm a little bit hesitant to see how these turn out. Unlike the blister packs, it doesn't seem like there's quite as much padding or protection on these figures, so here's hoping everything turns out perfect. Foreshadowing. Alright, so it looks like they put one measly piece of cardboard in 2 plastic bags and a few pieces of tissue. Not super confident, but I did only pay $15 for this 2-pack. I started collecting these 4-inch Jakks Pacific toys a little bit after Knuckles was in the current wave, so this is a great opportunity to get Knuckles, and I already own a Shadow, so that's not too big of a deal. Alright, at first glance, Knuckles seems to be in pretty good shape. Let's take a closer look at it. This 4-inch Knuckles seems to have posable arms and legs like most other figures, but his elbows are fixed at a perfect 90-degree angle, so you can't really adjust those. Kind of makes it hard to get his arm at an angle that looks normal, but it takes a little bit finagling and it gets there. As you can see in the background, now that I have Knuckles, I have 2 parts of the Chaotix team, Vector, Knuckles, and later in this video, I'll be opening Espio, a 3rd member of the Chaotix group. Alright, let's take a look at Shadow. No, that's not good. Well, my fears came true. This box had a nice dent on the front, but I thought maybe it was just superficial. Looks like maybe it got banged around a little bit too much, and Shadow took the brunt of it. Let's assess the damage, shall we? Oh, that's not good. Alright, well, no problem. It looks like it broke into its proper pieces. I might be able to put it all back together. If you haven't seen one of these Jakks Pacific toys pulled apart before, it's kind of limbs that kind of click into the back, and then the back clicks into the front, and I'll do my best. Okay, I was able to get him back together in one piece. Shadow the Hedgehog for ya. Okay, so lesson learned. If you buy a Sonic 2-pack from Jakks Pacific, it might come shattered into like 5 or 6 different pieces. Just keep that in mind. But otherwise, since I got this on discount and I already had a Shadow in hand, I call this a win. And even though I had to put him back together with some assembly required, Shadow looks cool as ever. Alright, one last look at Knuckles, and then we'll move on to our next figure. Like I was saying before I was distracted by Broken Shadow, Knuckles looks awesome. His tail is very detailed, his shoes have great texture. My only complaint is that his elbows aren't posable at all. Otherwise, he gives a burly stance and stands out from the other characters with his gigantic knuckles. I mean, that is his namesake. The other thing I love about Knuckles characters are his shoes are so big, he always stands really well. Shadow, not so much. Oh, and let's not forget the coveted blue Chaos Emerald. Look at it shine in all its beauty. Why can't all the figure accessories be this cool? Why do we have to get like checkpoints half the time or 10-point rings? Or just regular boring rings. I'm gonna have a huge collection of these at some point. Alright, next up we've got Eggrobo. Found this in a random location at a blind box shop that I was not expecting. It's from an older set, and the back was slightly coming off. But I was willing to cash out $15 to add this one to the collection. At first I wasn't a huge fan of these egg robots, but the more I've seen them, the more I'm kind of like, that would be cool to have them in the set. They each have slight design differences and different accessories that they come with, so they stand out and they're different. I kind of classify this guy as a classic character, but he does appear in some modern games, so kind of up in the air. Also, this gun is very well detailed, and I think it's going to look cool in his hand, but spoiler alert, I can't get it into his hand until later in the video, so sorry about that. I love this color scheme. The yellowish orange and the red just gives that classic Eggman look. And there's even really cool detail on the feet that I was like, is that even in the game? I never would have even noticed that. Good posability. I love the jetpack. He stands pretty well, but he is pretty top heavy with that jetpack. Okay, here go my failed attempts to get the gun in place. Sorry. And here I am. I have to play Robotnik again and put my robot back together. Good thing I got a lot of practice with the shadow figure. Good as new. Alright, next up we've got Espio the Chameleon himself, the third of the Chaotix group. This was part of the newest wave, a re-release, and this time in 2025. I'm really glad they reprinted this one because I did not get him the first time around. I ended up finding this one at Macy's in the Toys R Us section. Little known fact that most of you probably already know, but Toys R Us, which went under years ago, got bought out by Macy's and now has a small section of their stores that's a Toys R Us section. And apparently, they're a good place to get the newest waves of Sonic figures, if you go on the right day. Alright, I'm gonna need something a little bit stronger than my Cloud Buster sword. I'm busting out the real knife. Don't try this at home. Okay, I am a huge fan of this figure. Not only is the color so cool, and the heart design on his chest is so perfect from the games, there's just so much detail. His shoes and gloves and gauntlets just are so unique in the series. Most other ones look really straightforward, but he just gives off that really cool ninja vibe. I'm just waiting for him to turn invisible on me. They even have the little spikes down his back leading to his curled tail, which is so cool, and it's even posable. His arms are a little bit stiff, similar to Knuckles. I don't know why that was a design choice. It looks okay because the gauntlets are so cool. I'm alright with them being a little less posable, but overall it would be nice to have more posability. Now if I could only find a Charmy Bee figure, then I could complete my Chaotix collection. But the real question is, do you get a 4-inch Charmy the Bee or a 2.5-inch Charmy the Bee so he's better scaled with the rest of the Chaotix? Alright, you stuck around to the end. Time to see the mystery character, Aiai from Monkey Ball. Okay, you probably already guessed that at this point. It's not a Sonic character, but it is a Sega character. I picked this up at Walmart. It was on clearance for some reason, and I'm okay with that. This is another Jakks Pacific series that's a bunch of different Sega characters. There's Streets of Rage, Altered Beast, Monkey Ball, and a ton of other ones, so I'll definitely be picking those up and unboxing them as I get them. Let me know down in the comment who your favorite Sega character is other than Sonic characters. Aiai's pretty cool. I would love to see a Vector Man figure. That would be so cool. Okay, talk about good accessories. Aiai comes with a holdable banana. And of course, what's Aiai in Monkey Ball without his Monkey Ball? It's actually a pretty cool detail that they included the Monkey Ball and this little spinning weight that he stands on, so that once he's in the ball, he's always upright and kind of runs with it while he rolls. Really well designed. Love the detail that they put on such a small figure, having his backpack, his t-shirt. It's just such a cool little figure, and he's still posable somehow. I don't know why, but I never noticed that Aiai's ears kind of look like cinnamon rolls. Interesting. Alright, let's get this guy in his Monkey Ball and see how he works. Wait, I almost forgot the most important part. The holdable banana accessory. Ooh, that's a satisfying click. Wow, the roller balls that they put in these little stand is actually genius. I love that design. Very cool detail. Alright, well thanks for joining me for this Sonic Jakks Pacific unboxing. Here's a quick spin around of all the characters we saw today. Let me know down in the comments which one was your favorite and who you might want to see me unbox next. I have a ton of figures to unbox that I'm still working on videos, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment so you don't miss out on the next one. Also, let me know if there's any secret stores or places that you've been finding Sonic Jakks Pacific figures. I'm constantly on the hunt for new ones, and it's not easy to find the missing pieces. Here's one more look at all the figures we unboxed today, including a couple of my other Jakks Pacific figures from my collection. Thanks again for watching today. I really appreciate your time. This is Runny Eggs Gaming. I'm Josh, and I'll see you on the other side of the sunny side.